everybody. Welcome to the Majors Live, episode 310 here on TMS Next Radio, themajors.net. I'm Evan Hernandez. There's Dorf.
Hi.
And part-timer is part-time again this week. I love it.
Poor Sean.
He's not here
The paying job has him traveling early tomorrow morning and had to stay late at work and get some sleep.
Wah.
He's got to drive to Chicago where he can be there by like 8 a.m.
I've got to get some sleep because I got to drive to Chicago. Wah.
Hey, asshole, not everybody gets to start their morning at 9 a.m.
Wah. I got to work early. Wah.
Hey, so do I.
Wah.
I live like an hour from here, so I have an hour ride home after we wrap up and have to be on the road by like 6:10.
Oh, poor Sean. Poor you.
Yeah, you get to walk across your driveway back in your nice warm house.
Yeah. Sorry about that. You can stay the night if you want.
No, thanks. I'm good.
You don't want to?
No.
You said to...
Stay out here.
No, you go sleep inside. You can sleep on the couch. Or you sleep in Jackson's bed with him.
No, thanks, man.
Nice. Kind of
well, it's not the it's then the cats, man. You know,
cats don't sleep in there with him.
Yeah, it's like the cats in the house. Period.
Yeah, that's true. You might die.
Yes.
Anyways, welcome everybody. Majors Live, episode 310 here on TMS Next Radio, the Majors.net. Winter Olympics are in full force, so we're going to go ahead and get to that. Our fan question of the week pertains to the Olympics. I know a lot of people are still angry about the NHL players not being into the Olympics, so that's our question this week. Dorf, don't answer it. Was it a mistake to not send NHL?
Am I in the penalty box for answering the question on Twitter and polluting the sample?
Did you already answer it?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
but it's not public.
No,
I participated in the poll.
Oh, good. Nobody knows it though.
Yes.
We'll find out though in a little bit.
Sure.
So is it a mistake not to send NHL players to the Olympics? We'll get to that in just a little bit. Big three tonight. Johnny Manziel Dorf comes out, says he's bipolar. Been taking medication for it. Says
he stopped drinking.
Stopped drinking. Hey, that's the pathway to maybe possibly getting a tryout in the NFL.
No, it's not.
No?
It's too little too late.
Too little too late? Nobody's going to take a flyer on him?
Nope.
It's like, here's an invite to training camp.
Same reason Colin Kaepernick will never get another flyer.
Not worth it. Two different reasons, though.
Well, it ultimately comes down to the potential headache isn't worth the possible payoff.
Okay.
They possibly could be pedestrian.
XFL? Although Vince McMahon said no.
Nope.
Nobody.
No anthem kneelers and no ex-criminals.
He's gonna have to draw himself back on that, though.
The ex-criminal or the anthem kneeler? Probably both.
Definitely the ex-criminal. Maybe the ex-kneeler, though.
Yep.
He's going to have to. Or else the league's not going to survive.
Yep.
So, got to make a choice there, Vince.
Vincente.
Yeah. But no, that's good. Johnny Manziel's taking the right steps. If it's not football, it's just getting his life back in order in general.
I would love to, I wonder what he's going to do for money.
Well, his parents are worth a shit ton of money.
Yeah, isn't his dad an oil man?
I think so. His family has a shit ton of money. I mean,
go work in the family business.
Exactly. Go work for them and call it a day. But I don't know. Johnny Manziel's he's one of those things though. Where it's not like he can go to the broadcast booth.
No, I don't think so. You know what? You might see if he somehow, his agent or his people, if he still has an agent, may put him on some sort of like press redemption tour. Kind of very similar to, Alex Rodriguez was perceived publicly as the dirtbag of all dirtbags in baseball. All of a sudden he gets a cameo on the World Series. Next year he gets a studio job. Now all of a sudden everybody likes him.
You know what?
Guess who's on the fucking Hall of Fame ballot in 2 years?
Alex Rodriguez.
Guess who's probably going to get in probably in year 2?
I think it should be year 1.
I don't disagree with you, and we can have that discussion. But
you know what though, A-Rod.
But if A-Rod hadn't gone on the PR repair tour, do you think he had a shot?
I think he did.
I don't think he does.
You know what though? He's got the look. He's well spoken. Who cares?
Juicing, and he was a dick.
Who cares? Yeah, he was a dick to team members.
He was a dick to the media too.
Not really. Mm-hmm. Not really. I could totally see
another guy that should arguably be in the Hall of Fame. You could argue best offensive producing second baseman of the 90s and early 2000s, Jeff Kent.
All of that is bunk though, because they had Ozzie Guillen on the panel in the World Series. They had AJ Pierzynski on the panel in the World Series.
No, it was the panel for the World Series is just about, it's essentially a test market for, do we want to give this guy a full-time job next year?
I understand that, but I think A-Rod was always going to be in there, though.
I don't think he was.
I think
Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire.
Yeah, but Barry Bonds
isn't in there.
Barry Bonds
isn't in there.
Yeah, but Barry Bonds got a job in baseball, though. He got a job as
he did.
He got a
so
job
did McGwire.
Yeah.
Those guys are in.
Wait, are you talking about broadcasting or the Hall of Fame? What are we talking about?
Hall of Fame.
Oh, I was talking about broadcasting.
Okay. We were arguing about different things. No, I was saying the Alex Rodriguez venture into broadcasting is a PR repair tool.
I was going to say, what the hell are you talking about?
Public image repair tool and making him more palatable to be voted in.
Okay, so we're talking about two different things.
Yeah, we were.
Although I do think A-Rod has a good shot at being first ballot. I do.
I think he should be, but won't.
Okay. Anyways,
but two guys of similar ilk, similar career arcs, similar, in career personalities in Bonds and McGwire, they aren't in. Both of those guys have similar or better numbers.
No, I know, and again, we can argue this up and down. Maybe not necessarily.
Another show for another time.
Yeah, maybe not necessarily with each other, because I have a feeling we're on the.
My point in all that is Manziel's going to need to go on a A-Rod style publicity tour to kind of repair his image.
Was he as well spoken though?
I don't know.
I don't think he was. I think he's kind of a frat boy douchebag that was good at.
Well,
football
if you can get him into a mode where he can be well spoken enough, I'm not saying he ends up becoming a color analyst for ESPN college football or
because Brady Quinn's done really well.
Yeah, well, Brady Quinn was also known as a goody two shoes know it all in college and as a pro. Just couldn't back it up on the field. Manziel doesn't have that. You know who else is a pretty good college football analyst?
Tim Tebow.
Brock Heward. You know what Brock Heward's career highlights are?
What's that?
Holding the clipboard for Peyton Manning.
You know who's working himself into a... he's trying to.
Who's that?
Trying to get some type of analyst, something. Dan Orlovsky.
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't end up doing a little bit of work at NFL Network.
Yeah.
Because some of his stat stuff, and you know what I would be more surprised that he didn't? I bet you ends up as a QB coach somewhere.
Yeah.
QB coach in the pros, or he'll go be an I wouldn't be surprised the next time UConn, his alma mater, needs an offensive coordinator, he doesn't get a call. That's where I bet he ends up. He ends up coaching.
Wait, hold on a second. What's his?
What's up?
I wanna bring up his Twitter because
it's fun. It's a good follow.
No, it is a good follow. Oh, I love it. Recently retired 12-year NFL QB, married to a cool chick and a dad to triplet boys, and a little peaks. End zone should be 11 yards. Follower of Jesus.
Oh, Daniel.
At least he's having some fun with it.
I would love to. Jared Allen was the one chasing him. I'd love to pick Jared Allen's brain. So what went through your mind when that happened? Was it woo, safety or what the fuck? How are they this bad?
It had to have been what the fuck. It had to have been. Initial thought would be what the fuck are you doing? Speaking of what the fuck are you doing, Esteban Loaiza arrested for over 20 kilograms of drugs.
Coke. It's either Coke or heroin. And I read 44 kilos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it Coke and or heroin? Or was it Coke and heroin combined?
They couldn't tell in the field, but it's one or the other.
Oh, Jesus. Well, he's going to jail for a while.
Was it in the United States or was it in Mexico? Because he is a Mexican-born player. He's the second winningest Mexican pitcher ever in Major League history.
What the fuck is he doing? Hold on.
Do 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 do.
What was it saying?
Do 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 do.
San Diego.
Do. Okay. So
44 pounds of cocaine and heroin.
Oh, and
heroin. Yeah.
Jesus. What's the street value on that?
Oh my God.
You're of Latin descent. You should know that off the top of your head.
God.
Just kidding. I kid.
All right. Donald Trump.
MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. You know me.
I'm surprised Donald Trump hasn't tweeted about this, though.
Even more reason, retweeting somebody's story about it. Even more reason to build the wall.
Yeah, probably. Damn, though. 44 pounds. Shit. Heroin and cocaine.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the math on the street value of that. You read the next one.
Okay. And after missing out on Yu Darvish, who signed with the Cubs, the Twins have made trade offers to Sean's boy, Chris Archer. I've never been a fan of Chris Archer. Am I crazy?
He's all right.
I've never...
He's better than anything that your hometown Tigers currently have, so...
I think he's Michael Fulmer's going to be better than him, though. Yes.
Very similar type pitchers.
All right. My hometown Tigers. You're Tigers fans too, you dumbass.
A article published in the quick and easiest answer.
Were you looking for the street value of that? Go ahead. What is it?
46 kilos of heroin in 2015 at an estimated street value of $30 million.
Holy shit!
That was heroin. We forgot the cocaine.
What baseball team is up for sale right now?
And we're looking at, for cocaine is significantly cheaper. It's roughly, according to a Quora article in August of 2017, it was somewhere between 16 and 21,000 per kilo.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
A couple $1 million. Yikes.
Yeah, so what's he doing?
So what team's up for sale?
I'm wondering. Or maybe he's going in to make an offer for to Dan Gilbert for the Cavs. I don't know.
He wants to buy a minority stake in the White Sox.
Are they up for sale right now?
I don't know.
No?
That's the one team I remember him playing for.
Play for the Yankees, too, and the Dodgers.
I do remember the Yankees. I don't remember the Dodgers.
No?
He played for like 9 teams, didn't he?
He played for a lot.
He got around.
Yeah. Well, he's a good pitcher, though.
He's pretty good. Above average for his time.
Yeah. Fuck, though. That's crazy. That's a lot of drugs. I don't know. Like I said,
a shit ton of drugs.
And I don't know.
You have to just like be carrying that because stuff isn't very dense for its weight. I'm assuming you gotta have like your truck bed full of that.
Mm-hmm.
Get that much in one trip, or a trailer full, or you've stuffed your camper to the gills.
Yeah.
Your ass is getting searched if you're driving a camper across the border.
You ever see Cheech and Chong? No. When they're driving the van that's made of weed.
I haven't seen it.
It's worth a watch. Anyways, lead off tonight. The story behind the story. I want to touch on 2 different things, Dorf, tonight.
Sure.
First, Cleveland Cavaliers trading almost everyone for everyone else in the NBA. And then the Josh McDaniels spurning of the Indianapolis Colts.
Sure.
I want to start off first with the Cleveland Cavaliers because they went out. They basically transitioned their entire team. They traded away what they had except for a few pieces. I'm talking like Tristan Thompson, LeBron James.
They're trying to deal Thompson. They've been trying to deal Thompson forever.
Yeah. I think he was in the proposed deal for DeAndre
Jordan.
But then
he would have had to have been to make the money work.
Yeah. But they trade basically everything else that wasn't completely nailed down,
and some of the stuff that was.
Yeah, that was LeBron James. And then they go out and totally reshape their team. Now, I don't want to go into the guys that they got because I think this wasn't a lateral move or anything like that. This was a move to really make the
get younger.
Yeah, to get younger, to get more athletic, and to make the Cavaliers a much better team. I think this edition of the Cavaliers is much better than last week's version of the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, Isaiah Thomas on that team was a malcontent. Isaiah Thomas wasn't going to help this team win a championship this year. No, he didn't fit at all.
He's a guy that needs the ball.
Exactly.
More than LeBron will give it to him.
Exactly. And quite frankly, LeBron's a much better player than Isaiah Thomas is, and LeBron James shouldn't have to share the ball with Isaiah Thomas. If you're sharing the ball with Isaiah Thomas, you're a worse team than you are. Than LeBron James getting those touches. However, on that same token, though, Dorf, do you think this says anything about LeBron James as a player and maybe as a leader in the NBA? Because I
really don't think it does. I think that there is a very defined... LeBron James is the best player of a generation and arguably the best player of all time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very defined formula to maximize LeBron James' value for your team. The way the roster was constructed was not fitting that formula.
No.
This was a attempt mid-season to remake the team in the image of that formula, and I think they did a very nice job. The 2 point guards you now have are George Hill and, depending on how you use Jordan Clarkson, he's more of a combo guard. But George Hill, very much a distributor, will get involved in the offense, but not a guy who needs 15 shots a night like Isaiah Thomas does to be productive. Rodney Hood, a guy that can score in a secondary role. Guy really wants the Pistons with a garden. Very nice guy to play the 2 guard for you going forward. You have, LeBron's going to play the 3, and you're going to just ride it out with Larry Nance, another very, very nice player. Like him a lot. I don't think he got a chance to play enough in Los Angeles. That's a good ad, a good young player. Same thing. Clarkson overpaid for what he's worth, but still very nice young player. Good, here's ball, go score guy off the bench. I think you're better. And you finally have free J.R. Smith again. J.R. Smith can just, I think he's back. I think they're actually using him in the starting lineup. He can just huck up shots and not care. Mm-hmm. And that's where J.R. Smith's at his best. You now have Kyle Korver still coming off the bench where he can run him off screens and he can knock down shots for you. That's where he's best at. Kevin Love, when he gets healthy, will slide right back in there. Now you actually have Tristan Thompson, a guy who's has a max contract that you're actually going to be able to use, unlike DNP coach's decisions that he was getting before. You now have essentially nothing for the future, though. If LeBron walks, you're fucked. But that's the risk. You're fucked anyway if he walks. Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance are the only promising youngsters.
Well, you see how,
and Lance or Larry Nance may still technically be qualified as limited upside.
Writing may be on the wall too. I mean, you look and see not only from what's happening on the floor with this team, but Dan Gilbert looking to sell the team, looking to get out. I think that he knows that LeBron James is going to be coming back next year. And you look what LA did on in their part on this move. Mm-hmm. They've set themselves up to...
They cleared a shit ton of cap space.
This offseason, they're going to have a shit ton of money. And they're definitely a team that you're going to be looking out for this offseason when it comes to making that big move. They have a lot of money now to go and offer LeBron James a very nice contract. Now, whether or not he takes it is a completely different story. Word is the last time not the last time he was a free agent, but...
The decision,
he didn't want to go to LA.
Well, Kobe was still around, too.
Kobe was still around, yep. So,
he owns a big-ass house in LA, if I don't remember correctly.
He does. Does he have... if you had to put money on it right now, where LeBron James goes, I think the Lakers are probably the favorite to sign him. I would say so. I'm holding out, too, as a dark horse and being Philadelphia. Yes. But I think right now...
No, I doubt he would go to Milwaukee because of culture. Milwaukee would be another good fit. Minnesota would be really good. But then he gets stuck in the Midwest again.
I think...
God, Minnesota's like a half player away.
I don't even know if... Does Minnesota have the money?
I'd have to look at it.
I don't know. I don't know if they have the money. I'm with you.
In
though.
the offseason, you can make money.
No, Minnesota would be scary good if they got LeBron James.
Carl Anthony, God, man. Carl Anthony Towns, shit.
Jimmy Butler.
Who am I forgetting?
Who I thought Jimmy Butler is better than Kyrie Irving. I think they got the better player when it comes to...
Yeah. Andrew Wiggins, forgetting about him. If I'm them, I don't even know if I want anything to do with... if I'm, Minnesota, I don't think I want anything to do with LeBron. I have Andrew Wiggins, I have Butler, and, Karl Anthony Towns. I already don't have enough ball to go around. I think they're...
You know what, though? LeBron James is on a totally different level, though.
I know he is.
I mean, you add LeBron James to the mix.
But who are you giving? You're going to have to give up Butler or Wiggins. Who are you giving up? Who are you trading for free because you have no leverage?
Wiggins.
I would rather keep Wiggins over Butler. That's just me. I'd rather keep Wiggins, but neither here nor there.
I don't think he's going to Minnesota either way.
God, Minnesota should be so fucking good.
I don't think he's going to Minnesota either way. I think the two teams right now...
like hell he's going to end up going to Minnesota.
No, he's not. I'm going with L.A., Dark Horse, Philadelphia.
What about the Clippers? Not got much going on.
No, they don't.
I don't know any young talent. Because then again, they didn't take anybody in the draft for an eon either.
If Doc Rivers leaves...
Sure.
I can see it happening, possibly. If Doc Rivers stays, no way. No way.
What about, Dallas?
Doesn't
have a lot of talent, though.
No, and I don't... You see, this is kind of the problem with LeBron James, too. I think
he's not going to go somewhere where there's not other talent around him.
No, you could make the argument on multiple fronts too. Obviously this is an old tire argument. Who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? I think all around, as an all around type of player, I think LeBron James is better. I think LeBron James is more versatile on the floor. You can play LeBron James as a guard if you wanted to. You're wasting him, but you can play him as a guard.
I think he'd get incredibly worn down having to chase guards around the floor.
I think he would too, but you can do it. And I think essentially you would be wasting him though too. Obviously his better talent is up front. Can you play him as a center? If you're going small, yes you can. But I don't think you can do that with Michael Jordan. Now what Michael Jordan has going for him is Michael Jordan was much more easy of a guy to plug in to a bad team or a really, really good team.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we really don't have a good measure on that because Michael Jordan played his entire prime on one NBA team.
Yep.
He played with the Bulls, and then he played with the Wizards when he was old and run down. Yeah. But I'm confident. I mean, you look at that team. Those Chicago teams were solid teams. But you take Michael Jordan out from that equation, and what is a Bulls team revolving around Scottie Pippen or Horace?
Bulls may not be a bad option for him to end up there either. Clean slate, a lot of money to spend.
I know, but I don't think he would do it because they don't have the pieces to surround him with. And that's my whole.
But you could get him and Paul George together.
I know, but that's my whole point. You know what though? That's interesting. You bring that up though too, because it seemed like LA was going to be next in line to get Paul George this offseason because that's where Paul George wants.
I'm
to
not
go.
convinced he leaves OKC.
He may not. But can LA go out and sign both LeBron and Paul George? I don't know if they have the money to do it.
They could. They're going to have to make a trade or two to make it happen, but they could. I think they could technically make it happen.
Anyways, that was my point, though, is I think LeBron wants to surround himself with talent because I don't think he's confident enough that he can go and completely do it by himself. And maybe it's impossible. Maybe you can't. Maybe, and you know what? That's not the makeup of the NBA today, because you see it. You go and you look at the teams that have won it. The Golden State Warriors comprise themselves with a superstars, not superstars, but level 2 type of players.
Yeah.
And that's nothing against the Golden State Warriors, primarily because they built that team themselves. Their big off-season acquisition was Kevin Durant, but the only reason why they got Kevin Durant was because of what they were able to do in-house.
Yeah. No, I mean, the Bulls aren't bad, and you got some pretty good young talent. You know, Lauri Markkanen, Chris Dunn, Zach LaVine, and then what you think of Denzel Valentine. Noah Vonleh's an unrecognized talent. He should be better than he is. And you don't have any really long-term commitments to anybody. I mean, Robin Lopez is around, but he's neither here nor there. But it's another place you can end up. Relatively big city. Has the cultural aspect. Still in the Midwest, but
let's move on to the Colts, though.
Sure.
The Colts.
Sorry for totally derailing that comment or that topic.
No, we're good. Colts, though, got a big surprise this past week.
Well,
All of us, all ready to decide Josh McDaniels. They probably got a cake all ready for him. They probably got party favors with his face on it.
They booked a press conference without having him signed, sealed, and delivered.
All of a sudden, nope. Josh McDaniels isn't going.
Nah, good.
Adam Schefter breaks the news. He's staying with the New England Patriots. We asked this question last week on Blitzcast, Dorf. Why would he want to go to the Colts?
Because it's an NFL head coaching job.
But
with no expectations.
But you have Andrew Luck.
Talentless roster, a drunken owner, and Andrew Luck's shoulder.
Yes, exactly. I was convinced, prior to this, that if he spent another year in New England, there was going to be another much more lucrative head coaching job in the NFL that he could have gone to. Mm-hmm. Because the only thing that the Colts
he still set himself up to do that now.
He did, but I was hearing other stuff too that this is going to hurt him. This is going to hurt his.
Boo-hoo.
Well, not my words.
I know, but that's just the pearl clutchers in the media. No. Lots of tears can be dried and feelings can be healed.
Okay, so when
it comes to getting the right NFL head coach.
Okay, so what's the story behind the story with this one? Is it McDaniels saying just how fucked up the Colts are, just how much of a mess they are, or is he really the heir apparent to Bill Belichick? The other rumor that we're hearing.
He is the heir apparent to Bill Belichick. When it became abundantly clear Matt Patricia wasn't, I think Matt Patricia was the guy, but became clear that he wasn't willing to wait. And good for him. Because McDaniels has had that shot. He's been able to do it on his own. He's done it before. Mm-hmm. And he's come back because he failed. Matt Patricia wanted to try it on his own. With that in mind, I don't know that he's necessarily the heir apparent, but if you believe the report or what McDaniels said, he was offered like the unprecedented access to Bill Belichick. I'm going to not just, take you under my wing. I'm going to teach you how I effectively am the general manager, my philosophies and all this, which by the way, he developed with Matt Patricia.
See Alex Guerrero, he's not allowed in here.
Yes. And develop, I'm going to give you all that access to the mad science outside of the on the field stuff, the roster building, the organizational structure, theories of this and that. I'm going to give you all that. Plus, I'm sure Robert Kraft said, whatever money they're willing to give you, here's $1 million more. Stick around, type thing.
I don't think he's going to be making as much. No way.
As sticking around, he's not going to make as much as he was as head coach?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if he was.
I don't think so. And I think that's kind of... That's why I'm thinking that maybe there was something more to this. That, hey,
it doesn't help that, for the reasons I've listed, Andrew Luck, shoulder, talentless roster, drunken owner, Those aren't certainly positives in the Colts category, but he was
No.
certainly willing to overlook those until the paradigm in New England was changed.
Well, look, if you're Josh McDaniels and you go and look, I think the Colts is a losing situation.
Oh, they're gonna be garbage.
No, they're
without an expert turnaround job, they're gonna be garbage for 4 years.
and I'll use a term that you love to use: perception is reality with a lot of people, and maybe a lot
That's
of
usually public relations. But what are we using it for here?
GMs in the NFL.
The guy on the job has only been on the job for 5 minutes.
Hold on, say he does take that Colts job.
Okay.
He's not succeeding there. He's not succeeding there because was it Ryan Grigson?
He's gone.
I know, but you're looking at ramifications
to the next several years. Yeah.
Yes, somewhat like what we saw with the Lions and Matt Millen. I'm not saying that Ryan Grigson was as bad as Matt Millen was, but he was pretty damn bad. And look at it like this: if Josh McDaniels goes and takes another head coaching job
fails,
then he's done. He is done. His chances at going out and landing a third NFL head coaching job
are nil.
Yes. So he needs the right situation to go
right spot
to succeed.
And to your point on that same idea, he is turned down jobs now. It seems like 3 off seasons in a row. That's not like the opportunities will stop coming.
No, and I agree.
I don't think they'll stop coming, so he can.
And I agree
with that in mind. What you said in mind, he has the ability to be selective.
And I agree with you, Dorf. I don't think that him spurning the Colts eliminates his chances at going out and getting another head coaching job. What does is if he goes to the Colts and fails,
it'll prevent him from ever working for the Colts again.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Prevent him from getting a coaching job in the league.
No, and if it's not the Patriots, there will be somebody else out there willing to give him a head coaching job.
If he wants to jump ship next year, he'll have an offering. He'll have an opening.
There's always head coaching jobs.
Somebody's going to be open. I mean, pick a city. They're only 1 off season away from needing a new coach. Seriously, pick a city. I mean, anybody's
about the only places of the
guy. I was going to say Cleveland, but
Cleveland's going to need a guy.
Hugh Jackson isn't lasting another year.
I'm surprised he lasted. He's going to have to come out and win like minimum 7 games this year.
I'm surprised he lasted this year. I thought they were going to get rid of him.
I think that was one of those decisions that doesn't matter who we have this next year because we're not going to win anyway.
Yeah, true.
Decisions.
Marvin Lewis and
Marvin Lewis is.
He got a 2-year deal, right?
Doesn't matter.
I know, but all I'm saying is he got a 2-year deal. Okay.
Jake Gruden.
Washington, yeah.
Jason Garrett.
Oh, man,
he must have blackmail on Jerry Jones.
I don't know.
He must have some blackmail on Jerry Jones.
It seems like Jason Garrett should have been fired 3 years ago.
Yeah. He must have something on Jerry.
He must. I don't know. I don't think Andy Reid's going anywhere.
Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles in Tampa?
No, he's in Jets.
Jets, yes.
Yeah. Tampa's coach. What's his name? Dirk Cotter?
Dirk Cotter, yeah. Yeah, possibly. Going down there and working with famous Jameis. I get much better situation.
Sean Payton might retire.
But you know what? All of these we're looking at right now.
Adam Gase in Miami.
Much better situations than Indy is.
Yeah.
Much better situations.
All likely to be available in the next calendar year.
Very well could be. I think Adam Gase is going to have a little bit longer, though.
Fair.
How long has Adam Gase been there?
2 years.
2 years?
They were pretty good with Tannehill the first year. And then Tannehill's knee fell down and went boom.
God, Tannehill's such garbage, though.
He's not. He's not Jay Cutler bad.
No, but they didn't. Well, yeah, they'd have a choice though.
Yeah, he's not Jay Cutler bad.
But yeah, point taken. I see. There will be other opportunities. Does he go back to Denver?
Denver could have an opening. Kansas City could have an opening.
It wasn't Elway that hired him in the first place, was it?
I believe it was.
Was it Elway?
I'm pretty sure it was.
He's probably not going to know.
Yeah, I doubt that. You just don't hook your bandwagon, your wagon to you know who. No. Damn it. Just gonna let it play. I hate you. Alright, that's enough. Kill it, please. I was trying to avoid that being, like, automatically set off.
Sorry.
I should know better. It's happened, what, 10,000 times at this point?
Let's see. What else do we have here? Do you think... So you don't think that they preferred... The Patriots preferred McDaniels over Patricia?
I don't think so.
You just thought Patricia was ready to go.
He was ready. He was ready. Sick of waiting. Now's the time.
Yep, fair. Very, very fair. Anyways, though. Moving along. Bitches and badasses this week. Let's see. We need some music here to go into it.
Come on.
There we go. Play. Okay. Badass. Go ahead, Dorf.
My badass is going to be Winter Olympians in general. I struggled looking through the list of sports this week to come up with 5 that I could attempt as a layman and not die. So for being able to do that, I'm going to make them my badass this week. Come on, like luge, I'm going to die. Bobsled, I'll die. Downhill skiing, I'll die. Snowboarding, I've done that a couple times. I would definitely die.
You died.
Yeah.
The scariest. The scariest one.
Speed skating. I'm sure I'd slice my own leg off.
Probably. I hear they have a new speed skating event this year, like a short track. They call it NASCAR on ice.
Oh, jeez.
I can't wait to see that.
Like roller derby.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what short track is.
Oh, short. Well, they're not technically supposed to touch each other.
Yeah,
but that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's like go-karts though. When you go with your friends and we're not gonna hit each other.
Well, we promise.
Yeah. The scariest one is though?
What's that?
Fucking ski jump.
I wouldn't say it's not that scary because they've got it perfectly down to a science that you're landing at a very comfortable angle where most of the force is transferred it from your body going forward instead of into the ground.
I don't care. That's fucking scary.
No, it's even more scary is the fucking downhill shit.
Yeah, that's really scary.
You're going
too.
like 100 miles an hour on skis
and
ice.
You wipe out too. You are fucked up. Just ask Lindsey Vonn.
Yeah. Not to mention if you're trying to dodge those gates that are smacking into you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Ow. And not to mention, I don't think I'd make it through the first one.
My badass this week is Red Gerard, 17-year-old American snowboarder. Wins gold in the in slope style. First medal for the United States in this Olympics. So good for him.
It's like one of 7 kids, you know that?
On the team, yeah, I think.
No. He's like the middle child of 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the team.
No.
I think the youngest they have is 15.
I think you're allowed to compete at 15, I think is the youngest you can compete.
Oh, really?
I believe so. It's 15 or 14, because I know 14-year-old gymnastics people from China are uncommon.
Well, China was it the 04 Summer Games?
They had to give them all up because they had 12-year-olds.
I think they had 10-year-olds or something like that, yeah.
They lied about their age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so yep, Red Gerard is mine. Congratulations to him. Good to see that United States first medal this year, or this Olympics. Moving along though, bitch, Dorf, go.
My bitch this week, God, I had like 4 of them, but I'm going to settle on the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee publishing their initial list of like the inaugural top 16 seeds. And it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Just devoid of reality. It must have been, they published it Sunday. They published it Sunday. They must have, like, finished it on Thursday and not put it out till Sunday. Because it was just, they had teams on there that lost. They had teams that they beat. And it was just bad.
Seems like it was thrown together, like, right at the last minute.
No, it more seems like it was done on, like, Tuesday or Wednesday. And they didn't publish it till Sunday.
They didn't bother to go back and look at it again.
Apparently not. And the other thing, the new metric that they're using, quadrant wins. So the idea of you're breaking down each quality win by, like the master rankings. So if it's in the, top quarter of quality, that so that means a win against Villanova is equal to a win against Rider.
Mhm.
Those two wins are not equal,
No.
but in the eyes of the committee, they are, which is bullshit.
That's like kind of going off that logic. Well, if so and so beats this team,
The
and that one team,
7 degrees of separation there for Eastern Michigan can win the national title.
exactly.
Yeah, of course, no.
Yep.
Oh, they hung with LSU in football for 3 quarters. By default, then they should have beat this team. That team in LSU hung with Alabama. That means Eastern could play Alabama. No.
That'd be scary.
Disaster.
My bitch this week is that so-called Russian Olympic ban. It's so stupid, Dorf, because
Russian meddling in the Olympics?
no, it's
I know. I'm just trying to be
look.
cheeky.
You either ban Russia from competing in the Olympics,
Or you don't.
don't. This whole Russian
athletes from Russia,
Yeah.
Olympic athletes from Russia.
So that's Russia then.
You just don't get to have your national anthem.
Yeah, that's the stupidest. It's like the NCAA taking wins away as a punishment. Everybody knows they won those games.
Yeah. It's like making Bobby Bowden
Yeah.
forfeit the national title.
Everybody knows these are Russian players playing on the hockey team or competing in downhill or luge or whatever. Either you
Ice
ban
dancing.
them, either you ban them or you don't. This whole thing we're still allowing them to compete, just not under their flag, is stupid. You hear what Russia's doing now?
What's that?
They're going to hold their own Olympics.
Is that serious or is that sarcastic?
That's what I saw, yep. They're going to be doing it. They're going to be holding their own Olympics for athletes that didn't get to compete because of the ban.
Where?
I don't know where. Are they going to do it in Sochi again?
Probably. Or have they torn all that shit down so they can... Isn't the World Cup there next year?
World Cup is there, yep.
Yeah, probably tore all this shit down to make room for soccer fields.
Oh, no, it's probably... I don't know, you ever go look at pictures of abandoned Olympic
venues?
sites?
Yeah, it's pretty freaky. Satellite imagery?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Even Rio from 2 years ago.
Rio's a shit. Well, it was a shithole.
It was a shithole
It was
to
held
begin
together
with,
with duct
yeah.
tape and super glue to
Yeah.
begin with.
They barely made it through it, but yeah, it's another one too.
Well, it's better than the World Cup that was in Brazil. Like what was it in 2014?
What's the last World Cup, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? Whatever the last men's World Cup was, where the had to postpone and cancel games because roads washed away, so they couldn't get to stadiums.
Or like they didn't pay their bill on time and like the lights were out.
Yeah.
Like
Some venues didn't have seats in them until
Yeah.
like hours before.
yeah. But that, you know what, that's how the Olympics are though. Right now, it's a very precarious time if you are trying to get cities to bid on you. Especially
No
for
one wants to do it.
especially for the Winter Olympics. You're not getting a whole bunch of people
Reuse.
lining up venues to host these games. I mean, the Summer Olympics, they are signed and sealed until 2028 when it's going to be in
10
LA.
years.
So when it's going to be in LA, yep, 10 years.
And I'm sure they'll hand out the 2032 games here shortly.
Yep. So let's see. We've got the next Summer Games is going to be in Tokyo, and then Paris, and then LA. Next year's Winter Games are going to be in Beijing, or not next year's, but the next Winter Olympics,
2022.
2022. It's going to be in Beijing. First city to host a summer and winter Olympic event. After that, I don't think they have a
site picked.
site picked. No, not from what I.
What are
looked
they?
last.
Was it Lake Placid that hosted like 3 or 4 times? So they're going to bring it back there.
I can't imagine them doing that. Lake Placid seems like it's way too small.
Well, they call it New York, but
Yeah,
put it throughout the state or something like that.
I know Quebec City tried to do it, but they couldn't get approved on their downhill mountain.
Yeah.
So that was out. I think a couple of other places they may be looking at. I know Albertville, France is another one, which was, I can't remember if they were 92 or 94. Because 1 year in the Olympics, Winter Olympics, they did it in 92 and then they did it again in 94 for some reason. I think it was the way that it fell with the Summer Olympics.
Was it one of those that they were doing, both on the same schedule and they had to start getting them the offset?
I think it was something like that. Yeah. Yeah, because it was in Lillehammer, Norway, and then Albertville, France, or vice versa. I can't remember which came first. But yeah, that's a problem that they're having right now is trying to get
Not having teams line up for that.
yeah,
Or city, or,
because
countries line up for that.
because it's a detriment. It's a detriment to that
The
city.
net drain.
It is. I mean, cities that host these events don't make money off of them. They don't because they have to build the infrastructure to
Support all the...
support everything.
You got how many hundreds of thousands of people invading for 2 weeks and then nothing?
Yeah, that's why you see these ruins of former Olympic
Venues.
stadiums and venues. Yeah, I mean, you go look at. I mean, I know Greece had their own problems aside from the Olympics, but
That was in 2000, wasn't it?
2004.
Was it 04?
04, yeah. Yeah, it's... I mean, I'm sure that the Tokyo venues are going to look pristine.
Well, they'll look pristine, and the
Afterwards.
second the closing ceremonies are over, they'll get knocked down and rebuilt over.
Probably, yeah. And they'll keep up. They'll keep up what they need to keep up or what they want to keep up. But other than that, they'll probably.
Well, it's
take
like
them
the
down.
last London games. They 2 weeks after they were done, they bulldozed the damn things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think you have a much more lucrative avenue in the Summer Olympics than you do the Winter Olympics.
Neither is good.
Neither is good. No,
Neither is still
A positive.
But you
net
have,
economic impact.
but you have more people lining up for the Summer Olympics than you do, and maybe it's
easier to host, too.
Exactly, it's easier to host. There's
Easier to host with existing facilities.
Yep, and you don't need. I mean, yeah, you need a little bit of a mountain. I'm sure for like mountain biking and shit like that. But
You need a smallish hill.
yeah, other than that, and that's hell. Detroit almost
that.
got the. I think it was the '68 Summer
Summer Games.
Olympics. Yep, but it ended up going to Mexico City. Which I was thinking to myself, I always wonder how Detroit would have been impacted if they ended up getting those Olympic Games.
68 games. I wonder, when did the riots really happen?
68.
Oh, Jesus.
I think it was 68.
I wonder if that would have been, A, allowed to happen, B, there would have been the unrest. Because generally speaking, unrest doesn't happen when there's high employment. Everybody's going to have a construction job around there.
Mm-hmm.
So...
interesting to think about, though.
Good point. Well, we can run that what-if scenario another time.
But sticking with the Olympics, though, take it or leave it, Dorf.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go a couple of sports here, and are you gonna take? I'm not saying that these aren't sports because I know a lot of people out there like to hate on the
On your
Olympics
list here, I'm going to say none of these are not sports. I wouldn't even entertain the discussion.
But should they be events in the Olympics? First one we're going to start off with is ice dancing. Because ice dancing is...
It's couples figure skating that you can't jump.
Exactly. So is it couples figure skating for couples who aren't good enough to be...
Figure skating.
Figure skating? Take it or leave it. Should it be in the Olympics?
I get that it's the Olympic tradition. It's been around for a while, but I don't get it. I don't get figure skating either. I don't get the appeal.
I like
Then
watching
again, it's dancing on skates, and I don't get dancing, period. So there
I
you go.
want to see you figure skate.
Oh, no, you don't. I gotta find skates that... I can't find hockey skates that fit my big old feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? You can't find
I need a
hockey-
14 wide. Such things aren't made.
I don't get ice dancing either. I think that it's kind of like
It's figure skating for people.
People who can't jump.
yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. Leave it out.
You won't see me watching it. Let's put it that way.
Look, you know what? Fully admit, I like figure skating. I like watching it.
What's wrong with you?
I like watching it. I don't sit there and watch 3 hours of it, but you know what? When it's on,
Do you at least understand what you're watching? Enough to enjoy it? Or enough to not enjoy it? Or not enough to not enjoy it?
I mean, I can't go and be a freaking judge.
You're not going to be a commentator?
No, for figure skating, but
Well, just go be like a judge for that.
You just put down numbers on a pad. It doesn't matter.
well, it depends
all
who pays.
bullshit anyway.
It depends who pays you the most, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's checked didn't bounce?
No, but like you could see a stumble here and there, but like you know what they sit there and talk about. Oh, were their feet lined up the right way and blah 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 blah. No, I don't get into that.
Okay.
It's fun to watch sometimes. I mean, when you, like I said, all of these I can't do. All of these that we're gonna mention. I mean, neither of us can do. and you mentioned it in your badass
my
portion.
badass thing. You know, I'm sure I could technically do some of these without dying. Like the next two, I'm 3. I could probably do without dying.
I can't do.
You could curl.
I was talking about another one. We'll get to it. Okay, let's. All right, so you're leaving ice dancing?
Yeah.
Okay. Biathlon. And okay. Again,
it's like one of the original. It's one of the OGs.
I understand, but when it comes to biathlon, what we're talking here is, let's just combine 2 sports together.
Cross-country skiing and shooting.
Yeah, let's combine 2 sports together, and
it's something we have to do to get the Scandinavians to come play in our games.
Yeah,
let's put something in there that they can win.
Here's another event.
I'm gonna take it. It's pretty cool.
You like it?
I'm not gonna lie. I did watch the majority of the women's race the other day.
Okay, you know what? I'll take it just because it's not quite as boring as
it's endurance and guns, man.
You know what? It's not quite as boring as cross country skiing.
Agreed.
Because cross country skiing is god awfully boring. Oh God. Okay, Nordic combine. Again, we're combining 2 sports to make an entirely new sport.
Refresh me on what Nordic combined is.
Cross country skiing. Yeah, let me.
Cross
country skiing and ski jumping
and downhill.
Yes.
And they switch skis in the middle. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. I did watch a little bit of that the other day.
Take it or leave it.
It's kind of the idea of instead of the guys that are the extremely strong, built, stocky, non-endurance athletes that go do downhill versus the extreme endurance athletes that cross-country ski, you got to be kind of good at both.
You're the hybrid.
You're the hybrid. I don't think that's just mashing 2 sports together and say, we have another event. That's a whole different type of athlete that's good enough at both of those enough to compete in Nordic combined. I like that. I'll take it.
Okay, fine. You convinced me. Let's take it.
Okay.
I don't know.
You can curl without dying.
Okay, you know what? Curling almost has like a cult following, doesn't it?
That seems like something you and your buddies could go to the bar after work and do.
Yeah.
Like pounding a beer. Hold my beer. I'm going to go broom. You're like pushing the stone down the ice. You know, got one hand on the stone, the other hand, you're sipping a beer. Come on, bro. Brush harder. Left.
You gotta sit there.
Harder. Stop.
Look, there's no doubt about that. This takes a level of skill,
a level of finesse.
I'm not even saying that this isn't a sport. So if you're a sweeper, I mean, when it comes to,
and it's something you can do with your girl. There's co-ed.
There's mixed doubles. Yeah, the first year mixed doubles this year.
You can do with your lady or your man, depending on your perspective.
I'm gonna go ahead and leave it though.
I think it's fun because it's one of those. It's the one sport that Joe Bob can pick up and probably be all right at and not die.
Yeah, but
in a relatively short amount of time.
But in the Olympics, though,
it's another one of those things. We got to give the Scandinavians something to.
Oh, come on!
In. No, kidding. I think it's fun. I think it's fine.
So you're taking it?
I'm not putting esports in the Olympics like they did.
What?
There's esports in the Summer Games.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't.
I'm pretty sure there is.
No way.
Or it was proposed. I don't know if it got passed.
Okay. No way.
Am I wrong? Am I misremembering that? Or that smirk on your face says I might be right?
Paris opened an esports competition for 2024 games.
Okay, they're talking about it.
If they you cannot put fucking esports in.
Why? Because the Koreans will win everything?
Esports is not a sport.
Don't disagree.
I'm one.
Isn't competitive cheer a Summer Olympic game?
I'm not opposed to it if it is. I don't know. Is it?
Thought it was, or it will be for the first time. I'm pretty sure. Am I misremembering this too?
What cheerleading being approved for usually? I don't know. It might be. Hold on. This cheerleading can voted Tuesday to recognize choosers funding and
Well, it's like a recognized sport, whether or not it's in the games or not.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so it can receive like IOC funding or whatever.
You know, I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed though to cheerleading becoming an Olympic sport. Competitive cheer. It's just like, I mean, it's just like gymnastics in a way, like floor gymnastics.
Fair, but it's group floor gymnastics.
Yeah. As far as curling goes, I'm leaving it.
I'm going to take it, and you're wrong.
I'm wrong about what?
Curling being something you should leave. You should take it.
Okay. I think the next two, skeleton.
Uh-huh.
You have to be some kind of crazy fucking lunatic
Yes, you do.
to... look,
I'm going to go down an ice-down bobsled track. No. On this tiny little thing. Face first. Totally created because we spent how many bazillions of dollars on this bobsled track. We got to come up with something else we can do on it. We already got luge. Oh, let's go face first. That's what that is.
Okay, you know what? Fun to watch. Should it be an Olympic event?
Makes you shit your pants.
I'm going to go ahead and leave it.
What? You're wrong.
I'm going to leave it.
You're wrong again. You're unpatriotic. Skeleton looks awesome.
Yeah,
I would never do it, but it looks awesome. I would ride as the back man in a bobsled. Which is the next thing, ironically. I would ride. I don't think I would ride up front and steer the damn thing, but I would definitely ride one of the second, third, or fourth seat in a bobsled. Just to say I did.
Are you doing skeleton though?
Fuck no. Where I'm responsible for steering the damn thing, face first.
You know what though? I wonder if it's easy.
You know, here's the thing. You can probably survive a luge crash because you're crashing feet first. You'll probably fracture your pelvis and break your legs. You're not surviving a skeleton crash, man. Your neck's broken, and you're lucky if you don't get decapitated.
I'm wondering though if it's easier. I wonder if the skeleton's easier though.
None of it's easy.
Well, I'm wondering. Well, I'm sure one is easier than the other.
I don't know. Send that off to NBC Sports on Twitter and see if they can ask the guys.
I don't know.
People who've done both, which is easier.
I don't know. To me, it would seem like skeleton would be easier to do. It's a hell of a lot more scary than.
Well, don't you steer or brake and kind of change what little change of direction you can make? Don't you do it like? I know in luge you do it by like squeezing with your legs.
Yeah,
squeezing
or your hips or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know though. For some reason, I get the feeling that skeletons might be easier. I mean, probably easier to see where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because in luge, you try to keep your head back as far as you can
while still being able to see.
Yeah.
I don't know how you steer in skeleton. I'm not sure. Is it just air braking with your feet?
I don't know. All right.
I would like watching it.
Yeah. It's fun to watch, but should it be an Olympic sport?
Yes. That's my only criteria. Is it something fun to watch?
Okay.
Yes.
Finally, bobsled.
Yes.
4-man bobsled?
2-man bobsled and 4-man bobsled.
2-man bobsled is fine. 4-man bobsled?
Yeah.
What do the middle guys do?
Hang out.
So that's something.
Speaking of which, former Rich Rod recruit and Michigan fan favorite Sam McGuffey is a member of the 4-man bobsled team.
I did know that. Yep. Good for him. Amazing
second career.
Amazing athlete.
Yeah. Transferred out of Michigan, went to Rice, flamed out, never made it to the NFL, played a little bit in the CFL, and said, "Fuck it, I'm going to do bobsledding."
Yeah. I like bobsled. Pick one though.
No.
Pick one.
You are a terrorist.
Pick one. Which one do you want?
You are un-American.
Do you want 4? Do you want 4 or 2?
I am revoking. I am deporting you.
Do you want 4 or 2?
You are unpatriotic. I want both. This is America. I can have it all.
I would love to go down a bobsled though. I'd actually.
Would you ride? Would you ride in the back?
I'd want to ride in the middle.
Have to steer?
I'd want to ride in the middle.
Okay. Well, non-steering position. That's what I mean by that.
Well, only the front guy has to steer.
Yeah.
I'm not steering.
Okay.
And I have a feeling you have some responsibility in the back too. I think the guys in the middle, you're just kind of hanging out.
I don't know.
I can't remember from Cool Runnings because they explain it in Cool Runnings.
I haven't seen that. I think I would ride down. I would do that once.
And
a 4-man.
Or 2. I just wouldn't steer.
I'm not doing the 2.
I'm not responsible for everybody else's safety not flying us off the track.
Fuck that, man. And it's not snow you're on. You're on
ice.
Fucking ice. Yeah, screw that. Anyways.
That could be a lot of fun. But I'm not confident, like I said, why it would have made all the Olympians in general badasses. I'm still afraid I would die doing it. Anyone, bobsled, skeleton, or luge.
Yeah, me too. Especially skeleton. Like what?
Head first.
Head first, down an ice track.
At that point, why wear a helmet? It's over anyway.
I wonder how fast those fuckers go.
I remember the luge guys were going like 110 kilometers an hour.
Oh my God.
Which is like, what, 65 miles an hour?
Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah,
No.
your only brakes, friction. Is to dig the back end of the sled into the ice. Which you can only do at the very end when it's flat.
All right.
Screw that.
All right, Dorf. Stupid shit of the week this week is a guy that we're pretty familiar with here in
oh no, who's it this time? Oh, that piece of
a guy we're pretty familiar with here in Detroit, Rob Parker, formerly of, what did he write for the News?
I believe so, and he also had a radio show at one point.
He had a radio show at one
Sports
point.
Night with Parker and the Man or whatever.
Yep.
But that was on 97.1 before it was sports. This one it was talk.
Yep, it was talk. Yep, he had a Parker and the Man was on it came out like 6 or something.
Was it like 6, 7 o'clock on Thursday or something like that?
No, it was every night.
Was it every night?
It was every night. Yep.
Okay.
You know what is it?
I'm gonna look that up real
At the
quick.
time, it wasn't a bad show, but Rob Parker just kind of went off the rails a little bit, and not a little bit, a lot. And this is what he said. This was after.
Oh, by the way, Sports Night with Parker and the Man actually came back on briefly in 2014 on WDFN.
And they were doing stuff at a time. I think they had to pay to go on, though, at one point on one station. Like, they were paying for airtime. But anyways, this is what Rob Parker said after Tom Brady lost in the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
Bottom line is, Joe Montana is officially back in the spot of the greatest quarterback of all time, Parker said. He is the GOAT. 4-0, 11 TDs, 0 interceptions, 3 MVPs. You can't play better than that. With this loss now, Brady is out of the conversation. This comes from 247 Sports. Parker put the blame for the loss solely on Brady, whose late game turnover led to the Eagles taking a 41-33 lead on a field goal.
30-something points in his Super Bowl. It should have been plenty.
And leaving the Patriots little time to take a comeback victory. 100% to Tom Brady, Parker said. For the first time, New England Patriot fans and I agree. Tom Brady was the GOAT in the Super Bowl. I'm not talking about the greatest of all time. Just the GOAT who made the big blunder that cost them the game.
Punt.
Brady threw for a whopping 505 yards with 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the game, outgaining Foles' effort of 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
He's going to lay the blame at Tom Brady when they didn't score on 2 possessions. One was a missed field goal and the other was a strip sack.
But Foles and the Eagles won the game in the end, which turned out to be the turning point for Parker. It's about points. It's not about yards, Parker said. It's about points. That's what wins games. And Foles was the best quarterback on the field Sunday night.
That does not equal Joe Montana better than Tom Brady.
And Foles wasn't the best player in the field. Tom Brady was better than.
Well, Nick Foles did win the Super Bowl.
He did win the Super Bowl, but you know what? That just goes to show that it's more than just a quarterback.
Nick Foles also only didn't score on 2 possessions.
Yeah.
They punted once in that 1 interception.
Mm-hmm. Parker even ripped into Brady, failing to haul in a pass thrown his direction on the second quarter. Trick play from Danny Amendola. He looked like a middle-aged man with a spare tire and a 4-year-old son. And his 4-year-old son was throwing the ball to him, Parker said. He had no chance to get it.
That's a pretty accurate analogy because that's exactly what Tom Brady is. And Danny Amendola is a very small man.
Doesn't have a spare tire around him.
Yeah, that's not true, that part. Did not look very terribly athletic trying to make that catch.
No, but Tom Brady's never been terribly athletic.
Nope. Have you ever seen his Combine 40 tape? It's fucking hilarious.
He's awful.
Wounded baby deer.
I don't know. Is Rob Parker really this stupid, or is he just
Captain Hop Take?
or is he just looking for?
He got the headline he wanted, man. Got the headline he wanted. Hot take.
I'm so glad we don't have to listen to him here, though, on a regular basis in Detroit.
Doesn't he still do regular work on WDIV or whatever?
Channel 4?
Channel 4 TV?
He might. I don't know.
Semi-regular work?
Like writing for their website or something.
I think he does regular studio appearances as well.
If he does, it's like the Sunday night sports show.
I think that's might what it be. But he does write for their website. Your mother reads.
This is a ridiculous take, but you know what? This isn't a take that's totally lost on sports, because you know what? College football, they penalize you all the time for going to a championship game and losing.
Yeah,
and that's essentially what Rob Parker's doing here with Tom Brady. Oh, because
it's the same people who don't even give credit to the argument that LeBron belongs in the same conversation as Michael Jordan. They're penalizing him for going
and not winning.
Yes,
yeah, which I think is a stupid argument. But yeah, stupid shit of the week, Rob Parker. Need I say more? Quite frankly, I'm not.
You don't miss him.
The surprising thing about this is it doesn't show up more often. I think when I'm writing this, I think I should
have enough airtime.
I think I should just go to what Rob Parker said this past week, and what a god awful show too. What did he say this on? He said on Undisputed.
Is it Undisputed?
Undisputed. Is that the same show?
That's Shannon
with,
Sharp and
Skip Bayless.
Skip.
Oh my god. Yeah, but what would you rather around there?
Speak for Yourself, isn't that Whitlock and Cowherd?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't mind Cowherd.
Honestly, if you spend some more time listening to Jason Whitlock, specifically his like non-sport stuff, I think you'd enjoy him. I think you would really enjoy Jason Whitlock.
Okay, but Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless.
I'm good.
I'm sorry, the Fox up and down lineup.
I'm good.
No, thank you.
I think the best thing I could do is put Clay Travis back in the air.
Surprised he's not a Barstool.
He doesn't like Barstool.
No, he doesn't?
No.
Did they not like him either?
Probably not.
Anyways, fan question. Was it a mistake not to send NHL players to the Olympics? Dorf, go. I know you're dying to let us know.
No.
Me too.
This goes back to his true roots, amateurs.
True roots, amateurs. What's the benefit of the NHL sending their
What
players?
does it do for the NHL? Nothing.
Nothing.
They have no reason to bend.
They don't need to grow the game.
Yep. And you know, put in the next CBA. I mean, Alex Ovechkin was threatening to leave his team to go play. Find their pants off for every day they miss for that reason.
Was he not going to come back and play? Not get that lucrative contract?
10% of your salary per day that you miss.
Yeah.
To go attend the Olympics.
Could he sign in Russia? Yeah, he could.
Be stupid. Well, you got to get that mob money, bro.
Yeah.
But then, you'll crash in an airline, die in an airline crash. They had another one.
Yeah, there was that other one. Was it Saturday or Sunday? One of the two. But, yeah. Let's hear about, oh my God. That's something I would not want to do.
Small airliner flying out of Russia?
Just airliner in general flying out of Russia. They still use a lot of Soviet-era stuff there.
Everywhere. They haven't made it. Yeah.
I'm not. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, but I'm with you though, Dorf. I totally agree. I think that
it's still going to be. I mean, it's still going to be decent hockey to watch.
It's
if you're into that thing, I won't watch it. But if you're into that thing,
no, it'll be.
What do you think about the Korean team, by the way? Which none of them are Korean.
What are you talking about?
The combined Korean hockey team.
The women's team.
No, the men's team. The men's team.
None of them are Korean?
No.
I didn't know that.
It's like half Canadians.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Canadians that couldn't make it?
Yeah. It's Canadians that that somebody called them from South Korea. Hey, do you want citizenship so you can play for a hockey team? Yeah, sure, why not?
You know what though? That's
they bought a hockey team.
And
then they got pounded 8-0 in their first game.
You look to see though around the Olympics in general. They have a lot of people are
rent a citizens.
Yeah, like Mexico. Mexico's in the Winter Olympics right now. They have like 4 athletes. One of their athletes is an American downhill skier. I think she's a retired. Well, she was previously a retired downhill skier. You know who her connection is to Mexico?
Her neighbor?
No.
What?
Her husband. Her husband is Mexican descent.
Well, it's like, Chris Kaman played for the German national team, too, basketball. Because, like, his grandma was half German.
Yeah. So that'd be like, what?
Me playing for the English team.
Yeah. Great Britain or something.
Yeah.
Or me going and playing for Mexico. Whatever. I mean, we have more of a connection in that sense than, some wife whose husband is of Mexican descent.
Somewhat Mexican.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah. Weird.
Anyways, though, news tonight. Sidney Crosby. Now...
Shut up, assholes.
What
was that from?
I don't know.
You have the autoplay on.
Sorry.
It's probably a previous episode of me telling you to shut up, assholes. Because that was me.
Sidney Crosby, though. 400 goals. Scored his 400th goal the other day. Here we go.
Put it up front again, and Letang was never able to get back.
Ugly, but it counts.
Yep, there you go.
Crosby was at the front of the net.
Not spectacular or marvelous, but 400th goal.
He's already at 400 goals.
And imagine had he not missed that like year and a half of concussions.
Yeah.
He'd have another 50 on there.
Probably.
If that is his, it's his 400th. The referees are still talking.
It was his, though. But yeah, 400 goals.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I love this next one, by the way.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Line fight.
Good old hockey brawl from the ECHL, which is a second-tier minor league hockey.
The minor leagues to the minor leagues.
Minor league to the minor leagues.
But
that's a good way of putting it.
Nobody who plays here ever makes it.
Toledo Walleye, though. Farm team of the...
Grand Rapids Griffins, which are the farm team of the Detroit
Yep.
Red Wings.
I don't know what Kansas City Mavericks are. I want to say...
Pretty sure they're the minor league team for Chicago?
I think it might be Chicago. But here we go.
Yeah, he's down there. I get my coffee during intermission, and he was having a chuckle with me down there. Uh-oh, look out. I don't like this.
Boy, what do we got going on down
Oh, my
here?
God.
In the corner, a couple of
Huge hit.
cross-checks given out, and now everybody's involved along the wall.
Line brawl.
It sounds like the CBC
Everyone
broadcasters.
is in. 5.
Hey, man, they cannot afford HD mics.
And now the goaltender's coming in. McDonald's coming in, and here comes Mahovsky.
I love this. Love when the goal... This is one of the best things in sports right here. Is when
Goalie
they-
fights?
Yeah.
Mahovsky just fired a right hand at McDonald.
McDonald throwing some lefts here.
And the worst part is these are a bunch of like 20 to 24 to 27 year olds who are really trying to hang on that make like 15 grand a year playing hockey.
Yeah. Why not, though?
Denny involved out there.
It's fun.
And we still got some punches being thrown by Smith.
It's like the
Oh,
guys.
look,
that-
and the goalies know when they're done. They're like, yeah, let's
I'm tired, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, go and fight there, guys. Go and fight there, bro.
You brought up the sports arena.
But Dane Mahovsky getting the fans involved here.
A bunch of guys that wouldn't give it up after juniors when they didn't get picked or didn't make it into the real minor leagues.
Yeah.
That's what this league is.
Yeah. It's fun, though.
It was almost one of those ugly plays again that we saw.
But it was a cheap play, though. The hit along the boards. I mean, that's Paul Pierce's son stealing the show after what started off as a good night for Boston until
Position. Obviously there's a sacrifice for this out of
Making faces.
my low man walked for the first time. But it's all worth it at the end because at the end I can spend time with my family. I gave it my all while I was here, and that's all you can ask for. That's all the Boston fans could ask for. And I let them on the court every night.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
and Boston ended up getting their asses beat that night by Cleveland.
Whatever.
Yep.
Who cares?
No, Could this be a? Could you be foretelling here what's coming up though? Top 2 teams in the East. Revamped team for the Cavs. Who knows? And then Christian Foria suspended 5 days for making fun of Tom Brady's agent. Going with the Asian accent.
This is the second WEI suspension because they had
Oh,
another guy.
hello, Ron.
That's the second guy they've had suspended a week. Tom Brady.
This is Donnie. What is this line? About to get this contract for Jimmy. You stop that, please.
Kind of deserve that.
I don't. It's surprising though that it's somebody from Boston.
Is Christian Fourier originally from Boston?
I know he played in the NFL. I don't know if he's originally from Boston though. Is he?
I don't know. I'm asking. I know he played for the Patriots.
I don't know. I don't even think. He went to University of Colorado. Where's he from?
I don't know.
California. What?
Nothing.
I don't know though.
Oh, damn liberals.
No, it's. Why are you doing that?
It's fun.
No, I'm not talking to you.
Okay. I was like, what?
I'm talking about.
I was trying to make fun of Alex Jones, man. He's the easiest punching bag out there.
Well, yeah. I don't know, but yeah, this was WEI didn't they? Yeah,
they had another guy for was it calling Tom Brady's? Was it his daughter?
Did he get suspended? Did he get suspended for that, or did
he got suspended for that?
He ended up getting suspended for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they
like took him off the air.
Okay. Well,
in the middle of the show.
Well, for sure, there's one thing you don't do in Boston:
make fun of Tom Brady's family.
Make fun of Tom Brady's family. Yeah, that's the quick ticket to getting fired in Boston is doing anything egregious towards Tom
Brady's family.
Whew. Where in your career and your
that the guy that got suspended for making fun of Tom Brady's daughter. That's not his first time he's been in hot water for Tom Brady related shenanigans.
No.
Yeah.
What else did he do?
I forget. He's been suspended for his mouth or some other. Well, another thing, and speaking of broadcasters getting suspended, I believe NBC had a foreign policy reporter out at the Olympics made some disparaging remark about the delegation for Japan and got yanked.
I did hear about that. I didn't know the context surrounding it though.
Yeah, something disparaging remark about Japan. Got yanked.
Did you want to say something about Mike Pence? Or do you want to leave it?
Now we'll leave it.
Leave it?
It's not really about Mike Pence. Well, you know what? Fine, I will. The number of media outlets the number of media outlets in this country that wrote puff pieces about Kim Jong-un's sister at the Olympic Games to try and score a cheap point on the Donald Trump administration because she was sitting right next to Mike Pence. It's fucking horseshit. Woman's family literally runs gulags, generational prisons, starves in people to death. Don't be fucking glorifying her. And believe it to fucking BuzzFeed to be the voice of reason in all this. They're the ones that were like, guys, this is wrong. The fuck are you doing? BuzzFeed. Come on.
I don't have any problem with BuzzFeed. I don't have any problem with...
The BuzzFeed's like opinion content is garbage. Their news is actually not bad.
I don't... No, I'm with you. You don't want to be glorifying Kim Jong-un or
ABC News wrote a puff piece on Kim Jong-un's sister.
Or his sister, because you know what? You do that, they win. That's exactly what Kim Jong-un wants.
Yeah, and the other thing, aren't these the coordinated cheerleaders so adorable? They were selected probably against their will. They have to show up and cheer and be all happy or get executed when they get home.
You know what? I'd be scared of. I'd be scared if I was their family, because you know what?
You know what
what happens if they decide to defect? You're dead.
Yeah,
you are
dead. They kill your family.
They don't kill you, but you might as well be dead.
Yeah,
you will be dead at some point when you go the three
you look
generations.
At the reported Kim Jong-un, how he executed his uncle, who was a top-ranking military official.
Mm-hmm.
He
blew his body apart with an anti-aircraft gun. You know what wasn't in good taste though?
He killed his own half brother.
You know what wasn't in the best taste though?
What's that?
Was Mike Pence not following his own advice and acknowledging Team Korea, the unified Team Korea that walked into the stadium.
I missed that. I didn't watch any of the opening
He sat.
ceremony.
He didn't acknowledge it. He sat when they came in. And I know a lot of people out there are trying to, and it seems like the mistake that people are trying to make. And remember, Mike Pence was the guy that, pulled the theater in Indy.
By no means is Mike Pence flawless in this.
No, and I will say
my
this.
critique was about the media.
No, and that's fine, and I agree. I don't think you should be glorifying his sister or anything like that because that's exactly what they want. And this is one of the
by glorifying the media, all you've done is see Western media admits North Korean supremacy.
But I will say this:
dear leader is glorious.
Mike Pence, not saying you have to make a clear distinction between regime and people. The people marching for North Korea very well could be victims themselves in all of this.
And on to that point, let's dive into geopolitical politics here for a minute. The reason that I believe the United States hasn't just sanctioned North Korea to death is because they have separated the leader from the people. Because in order to take away and destroy with military intervention, destroy the Kim Jong-un dynasty or the Kim Il-sung dynasty, I believe is the correct term for it. You could starve those guys out. You totally could, but you'd be sanctioning the death of millions of innocent people from starvation. You could topple that dictatorship non-militarily. You just, by starvation, kill everybody inside the borders.
But that's no.
You need to make that differentiation, and it's bad optics.
No, it is. You're not. You shouldn't be protesting the people. You should be protesting the regime. And those people that were marching out there, not only were they not entirely North Korean, there were a lot of South Korean, but it's.
And the other thing, the ones from North Korea, if they don't have on their best game face,
who knows what happens to them?
Don't glorify the. Yeah, exactly.
Who knows what happens to them when
they get disappeared?
Home. Yeah.
If they make it home at all.
Mm-hmm. You have to wonder too if they make sure that they're choosing the best.
Oh, I'm sure the athletes that are there, their families are held at gunpoint until they return home.
Yep. I've heard him talk to a couple of defectors who had family.
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't want to talk about it.
Because I sanctioned my own family to death so I could escape. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't do that.
Well, it's not just you. It's the next 3 generations of your family.
Yeah. I couldn't live with myself, though.
Yeah.
Knowing that what you just sentenced your family to? Fuck no. I could not do that. It happened to a, I don't know how many decades ago this was, but a fighter jet pilot left, landed in a South Korean base, defected that way, had a family, wife and kids. Probably dead now. Anyways. But yeah.
You look at that soldier that made the daring border run through the DMZ.
I don't know if he had a family, though.
I'm not just saying that. He ran through the border in a Jeep, got shot. The Jeep got shot to hell, got out, ran the rest of the way, got riddled with bullets. The South Korean soldiers pulled him across. He survived his wounds. He had intestinal worms consistent with people eating food fertilized with human feces.
And you know what? Those guards they put on that particular border are supposed to be some of their best.
Yeah, and so you bet your ass those guys got, gulagged for letting that guy get across.
Not only that, yeah. You can only imagine what the other soldiers in the other parts of the country, what their life is like.
The one thing about the soldiers in North Korea, they get fed first.
Yeah.
It's one thing about being in the military. You get fed first there. God, this is what a depressing end.
Sorry, everybody.
An otherwise good show.
Yeah. Anyways, though, we'll be back again next week, same time, same place, 8:00 p.m. Eastern time, right here on Team SNX Radio, themajors.net. So for Dorf, Part-Timer Sean. I am Adam. Have a good night, everybody.
Miss you, Sean. Bye.